Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, we appreciate you stopping by and watching. And if you could, please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell. And then so you'll actually get notified every time we post. So today we're going to be looking at the Cjrb hectare. And well, before we get into that, make sure you guys stick to the end of the video. We're going to get some information about our 500 subscriber giveaway. So let's get right into it. So this is the Cjrb hectare. So this is definitely a before we get into anything, I just want to let everybody know, and I need to keep this in mind, that this is a budget knife. So this knife was only $49.95 off Amazon. I bought this with my own money. So this is the newest knife in our collection. It is, of course, Cjrb's proprietary steel. They got their AR RPM 9 steel on it. We got G10 handles. We got a crossbar lock, and we got a deep carry folded over steel clip. So what's good about this knife? Well, it's light. It's definitely compact. You know, some people are kind of giving a resemblance of the Benchmade bug out to it, and I mean, I could definitely see that. I've never handled a Benchmade bug out personally, but I could see the resemblance. You know, especially just looking at it. It's kind of a really, I don't want to say iconic. It just looks like, you know, I don't know. It's definitely got the pocket knife look to it, I guess, if that's what you're going to say. You know, there's been a lot of knives in this exact configuration, at least the handle and the blade type. So I don't want to say it's a direct knockoff, but it's definitely going to be a competitor. Not really in their price range, but for $50, I mean, it's definitely pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at, let's do some size before we get anything else here. So let's pull out the old roller. Overall, we are looking at right about 7. Let's go from the tip to the end, right about 7¼ almost. Your blade length is just at 3 inches, maybe just a fuzz over 3 inches, depends on what way you want to look at it. But we got our sharpened edge, a little over 2.5, pretty much 2, and we could go 2 5/8, something around there. Yeah, that's probably about good, 2 5/8. And let's see here. We got a real nice ergonomic handle on it. That's definitely one thing that I do like about it. And you can probably tell this handle is pretty dirty. I've been using this for work in the mechanic shop. For those of you who don't know, I'm work on a paving crew, so I get to work out in the mechanic shop in the wintertime. So right now we're laid off and get to hang out in there. But anyway, so it's nice and dirty. So I've been using it and abusing it, and I do like it. I like the handle. The G10 handles are really nice and grippy. You can probably hear that. It's got a real nice texture to it. I don't know if you want to call that like a, I don't know if it's like a peel ply texture or what this is, but it's pretty, it's definitely nice. I like it a lot. I don't know what's going on with these like almost scallops they got going on here. It looks like this was almost intended to be a liner lock before, and they were going to try to, you know, dish some material out there so you get access to the lock bar, but of course they made it a crossbar lock. And that's another thing I wanted to get into. This crossbar lock, it is it's got a really, you know, strong spring to it, which I'm not completely used to when you know, get over to your Benchmades. It's just got a whole different feel to it. I don't really know quite how to explain it. It's still got a nice fall shed action. Maybe it's the detent, something that has stronger springs or something. I'm not really too sure what all is going on there, but the one gripe that I do have is that there is barely any access for my thumb to get in there. You know, I thought I can get it. Can't really use it as like a thumb flick though. Maybe that's just my thumbs that I can't really get in there very well. But for the reverse flick, definitely do that one. You get the middle finger in there too. No problem at all. But just for the standard, you know, deployment, I can't get it in there really unless you really focus on it. You can get the slow roll out of there, so that's good. But like I said, keep in mind this is only $50. This is not a, you know, crazy. I don't know if I don't think they do make an upgraded version of this one with S90V steel, and I think probably titanium handles in it. And that would be interesting to see if the crossbar lock, if it feels any different on those more expensive ones or not. But as of now, I'm really not too crazy impressed with this crossbar lock. I mean, I'm coming from a Benchmade from the 940. You know, I guess I just like how the action works on this one. I'm not well versed in many other crossbar locks. I've never used, you know, any other like the Kaisers or whoever else's crossbar locks that we got in there. So I'd like to take a look at those eventually. Why don't we get into some size comparisons? So I guess we'll start off with the 940 since we already had it out. So let's go pivot to pivot on there. And it is basically, it's just a little bit smaller than the 940. Definitely a pretty good size comparison there. How about up against the Ontario Rat number 2? It's definitely, it's pretty dang close to being just about the same size. It might just have a little bit longer in the blade, but that's definitely a pretty close comparison there. How about the Kershaw Leak? Let's go up against that one. Definitely bigger than the Leak though. We're definitely bigger than that. Let's do one more here. How about for the Cjrb PM2? Now that one, it's definitely a lot shorter than that one. How about carry profile? Up against the PM2, it's definitely a little bit thinner than that. You really can't even tell it in the pocket. How about the 940? Just about the same on there. It's gonna be a little thicker than the Kershaw Leak, that's for this is a really compact knife. And then how about the Rat 2? So it's definitely pretty close in size comparison to those ones. Let's go over a weight and zero the scale out real quick. There we go. Take it out of grams. So I got 2.6 ounces, and I'm pretty sure on the website it says like something like three ounces or something crazy like that. I don't know. 2.6 ounces is what I got, so that's pretty good. Nice and lightweight, that's for sure. I mean, it's not the 1.8 ounces, whatever the bug out is, but it's definitely light in that regard, so you really can't tell it's even in your pocket. This knife does have ceramic ball bearings in it, so the action is definitely pretty nice. I did put some KPL in there, and it's smooth. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely smooth. It's broken in some. It was, I don't want to say it was gritty when I first got it out of the box, but it's definitely smoothed out. And I'm really enjoying the AR RPM 9 steel. It's kind of like a comparable to your 9CR 18 MOV, but this is still a powder metal steel, so like a particle powder metal. So it's got, you know, pretty good toughness, pretty good edge retention, and you know, it's semi stainless in there also. So it does have a drop point blade on it. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Of course, you can see it's the 59 to 61 on the HRC for the hardness on the Rockwell scale. I don't know what else I'm missing here. Overall, I would if you're just looking for something, you know, a nice comparison alternative, I guess you could say, to a bug out or any, you know, crossbar style locking knife, I think this is definitely good to go to. You know, they got some fun colors with this one. I don't know if they're going for like an Easter egg or what they're doing. They got green, yellow, pink, and black. So if you want to just go with those crazy colors, the yellow one looks pretty cool too. I haven't seen the pink one, or if you just want to go all black, then you can do that also. I don't think there's any coated blades available right now. So definitely a good purchase. I think you could pick this up and you definitely wouldn't be sad about it for $50. So good work knife, beat it around, not too worried about losing or anything like that. So I give this one definitely gave my stamp of approval on this one. I think for now, I think that's all we got on this one. Oh, let's go over the hardware real quick too. I do want to take this knife apart and see what's kind of the inner workings of it. So let's see, it's not a T10 in the pivot. How about, let's go T8. I think that's another good thing about this knife. So we got T8 in the pivot. Body screws are also T8, which is awesome to see. We know we really do like seeing that. And then what about the pocket? No, the pocket clip screws are going to be T6. And this is a pretty nice clip. It's kind of got a little bit of wiggle to it. I don't really know what's going on there. And it's got a nice lander tool too if you're interested in that. But the clip is definitely nice and stiff. Depends on what kind of jeans you got on. It can be hard to get into the pocket. So just keep that in mind now when you're looking into this. But I would like to look at some more Cjrb's knives. I know the Frac and S90V in titanium, that thing looks awesome. I'd love to get my hands on that and see what it's all about. But so I sure do appreciate it, guys. And then our 500 subscriber giveaway knife, we're going to be giving away the Cjrb. This is the Praxis button lock. So, you know, we got almost 4-inch, I think it's 3 3/4 inch blade, Nitro V steel, aluminum handles, button lock. This thing is sweet. I've never carried it yet. It's just been sitting here in the office, getting ready to be given away to one of you guys. So right now, with the recording of this, we're at 403 subscribers, so we need 97 more. Once we hit 500, we're going to do a live stream. We're going to give this knife away. So I appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at carryandcut, and we also did start a Patreon at carryandcut, and all the proceeds to the Patreon are going to go directly back into the channel. We're going to be buying new knives and new equipment to make the videos and everything better for you guys. So sure do appreciate it. Have a great one. Thanks.